And back to pick it up, Derek Garcia. And here's Garcia again behind his own net. In a bit of a collision, good forecheck by Nicholas Serre. And the loose puck at the line. Have a lot of giveaways here. 3-on-2 for the Greyhounds as they bring it in. And a blast, a hard shot taken by Finnegan. Saved by Utek to the point for Angel, that shot. And a nice stop once again. Puck cleared all the way down and played by Kuhl, the goaltender, ahead. Trying to catch Hastings in the midst of a line change. Remember, second period, you got that long change. And Hastings was nearly caught. Now bringing it up ice, Adam Gerlach, man in the slot. Oh, the pass! Just out of the reach of two players. And a turnaround try by Caniff is deflected, never reached the net.
Boy, great speed by Gerlach to get to that puck and then put it back in the slot area. But as you mentioned, Frank, just a little bit off the target.
Mark Jones from center shooting it in. And the Greyhounds from behind their own net. This is Nick Angel getting it out at center. And it's played away by the defenseman Mark Jones. Put it right in the slot, picked off. And a quick rush to center led by Jacobson. And a delayed offside at the blue line after a pretty stiff check. Second period action on the U.S. Bank scoreboard. Hastings 2, Duluth East 2.
The owners live and operate from right here in the Northland. As full-service specialists, we handle all your residential, commercial, recycling, roll-offs, and drop-off site needs. Take advantage of our special first-month free offer to new customers. Hartel TBJ Disposal Companies, your local choice for competitive rates, personal service, and a long-standing commitment to quality.
Well, Ben Utek has to be at his best here, taking a couple of pretty good shots coming his way. What right here is the shot goes to the left pad on both occasions, and then right back to the point. And that one, I got him again. I'll tell you, he's been able to see that puck. Good vision here. Of course, when you're that high, you can see over top of everybody. So that should not be a problem. But Finnegan had a couple of good opportunities and was not able to beat the big netminder.
Puck played up on the far side to Reese Carlson. And Carlson with a centering pass, a blast from the line. The save by Utek, but the puck was behind him, a rebound and a goal. And it was driven in. Well, I thought it might have been Angel, but now I'm not so sure.
Frank, I'm not sure either. It was on the far side. And it may be Carlson there, too. Okay. But as you mentioned, Utek had made the save and wasn't quite sure where it was. And Carlson was out far enough that he was able to come to get to that puck and just put it in the wide open net. And you can see even the officials are trying to figure out who got the goal and where it come from. But what you watch the replay here, Duluth doing a nice job of getting the puck in the center ice area. All of a sudden, there's a shot. But look where Utek is. He's way out, but nobody's in on top of Carlson. And Ross Carlson, the sophomore, is able to put it away, getting his 18th goal of the season. And John Hedberg will pick up the assist on that goal. They're doing a tremendous job of getting the puck back into that slot area and taking the shot from the point.
Second assist of the game for Hedberg. Here come the Greyhounds again. A hard shot by Roman wide of the target. Roman tips it back behind the net. It rolls loose. And Bartelma comes after it. Tries to get it out. A quick centering pass by Oswald. It's off the skate. They're going to wave it off. There's no goal. Well, now was that kicked in or did it deflect in?
Well, the referee made the call very quickly, too. You see him come over right now and talking to the official. I'm sure that's what they will announce. It was kicked in with a skate. And not a lot of argument from the players.
Nope. I'd rather have it. It's too good of a game to be having a goal like that. I mean, there's been some nice playmaking going on.
Yeah, there really has been. Both these teams.
Of course, I'm just a non-partial fan here on this one.
How do we know that?
Thanks, pal.
You know I'm only being serious.
Yes, I know. That's what scares me when you get serious. Back at the blue line, the puck gets away from the defenseman Tharp, and it's back to center ice. And Hastings will regroup. This is Tate trying to play it ahead. That's intercepted. And now the Greyhounds come right back. Brought in, a shot taken by Carlson, and he didn't get all of it. Hardly got any of it. Pass to center, right under the stick of Tate. And he comes roaring ahead. A drop pass in the slot back to Tate. But the D was there to clear it away. And from behind the net, here comes Taggart. Out to center. Carlson. Drop pass. And Angel was checked as he pulled the trigger and didn't get much on the shot. Checked or hooked, I'm not sure, but we've got a stoppage on the U.S. Bank scoreboard. 10:31 to go, period 2.
Science, of course, but it's also art.
Rumor made me legally blind.
All the shooting has come off the sticks of the Duluth East Greyhounds, who have had 6 shots in this second period.
Jesse Hagedorn's line for Duluth East is out against the line centered by Adam Gerlach. And Hagedorn back behind the net had some trouble with it. Now an outlet pass by Mark Jones gets through everybody. And the puck comes back to the near side. John Hedberg trying to play it out. That was nearly picked off. And behind the net, here's Finnegan. That was a bad pass, and they'll have to go back for it. On it in a hurry as Canopy centers it, and it was broken up by Finnegan, who was back in front of the net to cover. Oh, the pass was intended for Mike Marshall. Had they got to him in time, he might have been on a breakaway or at least one-on-one with Jones. Instead, the pass was behind him, and it's icing.
Well, you can see Marshall in front of Mark Jones right there. Jones going back was cross-checked just a little bit at the whistle. And Mike Marshall had a few words to say to him. The referee was very quick to get in between them, and nothing else happened. No penalties. This is where you've got to be smart. You can't afford to take penalties, especially in a close game like this.
Face-off will be to the left of Kuhl. And now a last-second change. Jones coming off. It's the Bartelma line. A long shot from the blue line. Hits nothing but stands. Shot by Derek Garcia. And he got under that one a little too much. So it's back out at center. A couple of consolation bracket scores for you in Class A action. Told you a little earlier about East Grand Forks with a 7-1 win over Fergus Falls. And Matamida in a penalty-filled game thumped Mound West Tonka 7-2. So the consolation championship on Saturday at Mariucci Arena will have East Grand Forks against Matamidi at 10 in the morning. Chad Rodberg gets it to center. Now it's brought in by Carlson. A drop pass and a hard shot by Anuti is turned away. Long one from the line by Angel, and the rebound to Carlson. Another stop by Utek.
Watch how quick Utek is, too. When he goes down, he's able to get right back up on that big frame of his.
There's another shot that goes wide. I was watching Reese Carlson back behind the net. Locked up there was one of the Hastings players. Now Reese Carlson after it again. Plays it to the line. Angel with a centering pass. A bouncing puck and a goal. Well, that was a crazy one. And East has grabbed another. They're fourth in the game. And they have a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, that was not a hard shot at all, Frank. All it was a little chip shot. I think it was Chad Roberg who was going to get credit for the goal. The shot had come from the point position. It's going to come at 6 minutes and 4 seconds of the second period. They have now scored 3 goals in a row. There's a shot coming from the point. Angel making a nice little play right there. There's the deflection. But watch a little chip right here. You see, he's being tied up, but his stick is not being tied up. And so all of a sudden, he just gives that little tap, and you can see the leg spread from the goaltender right here. Watch where it goes, right under the pad between the legs of Utek. And it's a 4-2 lead in favor of Duluth East with just a little under 9 minutes to go in the second period.
Roberg with the goal at 6:04. And they are giving assists to Ross Carlson as well as to Nick Angel. Playing the Hastings end. 4-2 lead, the biggest lead for either school here today. In this game, anyway. And back at center ice, Hedberg. Plays catch a little bit. Hedberg will have to track down a loose puck on the near side. And from center, it's driven in by Hastings defenseman Jake Majeski. Hastings in after the puck. They get it in a hurry. That's Hafe after it. Goaltender has lost the stick. Cool without a stick has the defenseman's stick right now as they jam up on the back of the net. The puck over here to the near left wing corner. And Hastings dumping it in, and they give it up. Back to center ice. Carlson will shoot it in. You can see the goaltender stick way out in that far right wing corner, and a stiff check thrown back behind the net as Hedberg was dumped. Now another check on the far side by Finnegan.
He sticks all over the ice right now. There are three of them at one time. I'm waiting to see if one of the guys picks up the goaltender stick, starts using it.
At the line, Jones shooting loose in front of turnaround shot by Welch, and a big save by Cool with the skater stick. I've seen goalies pick up a stick a lot of times. I've never seen him had to use it. Now back loose to the corner and Hagedorn. And the Greyhounds, you know, they don't care if their goaltender doesn't have a stick. They're not going to ice it. They're going to skate this thing out of the zone. Back behind the net, wrapped around by Finnegan up on the far side. And finally, it's kicked out to center, but nowhere far enough for Cool to get his regular stick back. Long shot from center, goes down to make the save. Another shot blocked by traffic, and a wraparound try. He kicks it away. He may not let that goalie stick back. Finally, the Greyhounds ice it. And Cool throws the stick away, and he says, hey, it's about time you guys dump the puck. U.S. Bank scoreboard shows Duluth East with a 4-2 lead.
My dad.
This is a great responsibility. I take it very seriously.
Adam Cool didn't have his stick. These guys in the blue certainly don't care. They want to put the pressure on. Long shot coming right here by Tharp. Takes a shot. Look at the stick being used right here, and all of a sudden they come right back in again. And I tell you, he did pretty good with that small stick, Frank, and even on the wraparound play here, trying to hold on to it. And you got to give him some kudos for that, because when you have something that's different in your hand that you're not used to, it's a little more uncomfortable. But he's able to use that stick to his advantage.
Well, I thought it was a little... Whoa, here we got a put down. No penalty. Angel really wrapped his man up and put him down as Oswald comes streaking in. There's a goal! Oh, and I imagine somebody over on the east bench might be a little hot at the lack of a call. But the Greyhounds fire it up down the rink, and they have opened up now a 3-goal lead. Oswald leading Reese Carlson leading that charge in.
Well, he did, Frank, and he just kind of physically overpowered everybody moving in there, but he's only 165 pounds. But watch back here in the corner, and you'll see what they're looking for. They're looking for, look at the little hold right here, and the takedown. Oh, boy. Not called, and all of a sudden it leads to an opportunity for Duluth. They come in here on the backhand. He goes in there. Look at the momentum of the puck. He just stayed with it. It's in the net. He will get his 20th goal of the season, and the assist will go to Chad Roberg at 8:37 of the period.
So play underway in the Hastings end. 4 unanswered goals by the Greyhounds, 3 in this period, 1 in the final minute and 11 seconds of period number 1. Hastings had a 2-1 lead in this game. Puck back out at center, and from center ice, it is driven in deep by Bartelma. And here comes Angel. In the midst of a check, he gets it ahead. Anunti, long shot. UTEC has some trouble with this one, but he covers up and holds on. The U.S. Bank scoreboard shows 5:39 left.
Puck control is so critical right here. Here's the pass coming up on the right wing position. You pick it up and you want to go towards the center ice as best you can, but you can see that shot by Anunti just coming in here, and Anunti, I should say, just coming in here, and also the goaltender right now, Ben Utek, has got to be talking to himself the fact that he has given up, and his team has given up the last 4 goals of this contest, and they'd like nothing better than to respond here with something going in the net at the opposite end.
Man, especially before the period is over. You don't want to go into the third down by 3. Puck back behind the net, and as Finnegan gets to it, we're going to have an interference penalty coming up.
Yeah, and that's a good call. Dan Welsh was trying to move in there, but he was hauled down, and it's going to be a penalty going against Kevin Oswald, I believe.
All right, before the power play, we'll take a break. U.S. Bank shows it's 5-2.
Of this hockey game, and second penalty of this hockey game, and also second penalty going to Duluth East, as the Greyhounds will be shorthanded once again. He's going to pull down. Watching the right-hand side of your screen, Oswald is going to be called for the interference as he pulls down Dan Welsh on the far side. And the face-off will come to the left of the Duluth net.
Tafe will be up for this face-off. He'll have Garcia in the slot ready for this face-off. Garcia, defenseman, looks like he might be playing up here. Here is a shot taken by Welch. Another shot by Tafe comes all the way through. Now back to the line again. A long rip and a goal! Shot was deflected in front, but a long blast by Ben Tharp pulls Hastings to within a 5-3 score.
And it's funny to watch when Hastings scores a goal. I'll tell you, every one of those players goes in front of his own net, and they all high-five everybody on the bench and off the bench. That could be the start of something big for Hastings right now. They're trying to come back in a position where they can get closer before this period ends. As you mentioned, Frank, that was a nice shot coming from that point position. Ben Tharp keeping the puck nice and low. Watch in front of the net here. There's a deflection right there. Boy, that is critical. You got to have your stick down on the ice, making sure it's in the net. And you watch it once again. Defensemen so often will have that puck up high.
I have no idea who tipped it in. Well, we're going to go with Caniff.
Okay, it was 7. I wasn't sure, but Caniff will get credit for the goal. But you saw also how he was positioning himself. He's looking towards the shooter, stick out in front of him, and when the puck comes, the defenseman cannot defend against that. And he just gets a piece of it to change the direction of it enough, picking up his 11th goal of the season.
Anunti trying to get it out. Now Angel has some trouble with it. Here's Oswald with the puck, lifting it high. Game far from over. 4.5 minutes to go. We're in the second period. And now another Hastings player brought down. There'll be a third penalty against East. Again, it was Welch trying to break in, and they hauled him down. That'll be a hook, and I think a pretty obvious one.
Well, you watch right here. You know, Welch has got that ability just to break in there. And you can see Bartelma trying to hold him back there, just using the stick. He's going to be called on the hook. Not happy with that. The one thing when you have a lead, as the Greyhounds had, you don't want to let the opponents back into the game. The first penalty has allowed them the stepping stone to get back into that. Now this second penalty could be even more costly.
Angel off on that hook. 1 power play goal in 2 tries. Already for Hastings. They'll have to go back in their own end now to pick up the puck. 5-3 the score. McKenzie leads the rush. The senior brings it in over the line. Nice move, but then lost control of it. Finnegan couldn't get it out, hit the referee. And Finnegan comes in with a hit. Back at the line to the near side. They work it to Bartelma. He was jammed up, and the loose puck is driven down the rink by John Hedberg. Utek has to watch that one carefully and left it off for Jones. That became a bit of an adventure. Now out to center ice. Forcing it ahead was the defenseman Majeski, but he couldn't get it in. Welch back to pick it up. Oswald all over him at center ice. Welch trying to weave his way through. Couldn't get through, so he decided, I'll take prisoners. Now he's got the puck. Walks right in on goal. Waits, shoots, and then hit a body. Loose puck nearly carried right back in the net right there. And a hit up on the far side by Kenneth. Welch waiting for it behind the net, but I don't think they're going to pass it to him anyway. Welch has his man tied up at the line. Tharp keeps it in and lays it across to the far side for Tate. Back to Tharp, and a diving play by Oswald to get it out of the zone.
Boy, good play. Good anticipation on part of Oswald. Knew what he had to do and just dove to get a piece of it.
Tate flies in and lets loose with a slap shot that was turned away by Kuhl. Now Tharp. And he'll keep it in the zone. Oh, no, he won't. And it's forced outside. Great pressure applied by Dan Roman as a penalty killer there. Utek behind the net, and Roper going in after him. Now a check thrown on the near side by Gerlach as the penalty to East is over. 2:20 to go, second period, and East with a 5-3 lead. Now the Raiders couldn't bring it in. They would have been offside, so Gerlach waits for the zone to clear, dumps it in. Now they'll have to track it down. Big check thrown in the corner, and away with the puck is Hagedorn. Greyhounds work it to center. A nice block there by Majeski, and they get it back in the zone. Cool! Takes a bit of a gamble, but he gets the puck, and the face-off will be in Greyhound territory.
Well, Cool right now is being pretty cool on the ice. He's had a lot of pressure sustained in his zone over the last few moments with the Raiders on the power play, moving that puck around, but he's been equal to the task also. Gave up that one power play goal for Hastings, but he's played pretty well hitting bar the door here right now, Frank. He does not want to give up a puck to the opposition in that zone. He wants to make sure every time the puck comes to him that he's able to control it, and if he's not sure what to do with it, to hang on to it.
Hastings with control from the face-off. Majeski plays it in. It goes into the corner, and out of the corner. The Greyhounds control a cross-ring pass by Roberg, way too far for everybody, and it'll be icing with 1 minute and 41 seconds left to go. Hastings, it's a gamble.
Yep, Hastings forecheck right now, putting a lot of pressure on. They know they're down in this hockey game. They need to get back into it. They're down by 2 goals, and Russ Welsh knows full well that we've got to move the guys in there, force the Greyhounds into making some errant passes, some mistakes here, and capitalize when we get those chances.
Josh Conniff with the power play goal that has given them some life here at 9:54 of the period. 5-3 the score. And the draw back to the line. A draw won by Hastings, and a good shot on goal by Majeski. Majeski tries to go high to knock it down, can't control it. And his partner Jones back in his own end to get it, being chased there by Carlson. That being Ross Carlson. And a long pass in the air. He went high to bring it down. Good reception. Both feet were in bounds. And then the puck is underneath the goaltender, Cool. And he holds on. Well, it's a good thing these guys play football.
And baseball. And whatever.
Hastings Adam Gerlach. Rush Welch tells us he is one of 2 players on the team that he would categorize as most improved.
Nickname is Wheels.
That would apply to about half this team.
I think you're right. Well, this is Big Wheels then.
Big Wheels Gerlach. Out to center ice. The pass is just a little bit behind Oswald. He battles to get free. Majeski has him tied up. And now it's loose behind the net. Roman trying to get control of it. He's smacked down to the ice with 1 minute to go in the second period. As they nurse it along the rail, this East line with Oswald out there seems to be patiently running the clock down. Here's Oswald. Now Finnegan jammed, make that Angel who was jammed up. And a loose puck behind the net. Raiders frustrated here. They'll ice it. If it ever crosses the line, the whistle will go. Half a minute to go in the second period.
Good shift by Duluth East in that last little session there, putting the pressure on in the Raiders zone. What they're trying to do is just keep the puck down there with just 30 seconds to go in that second period. Want to control the face-off, see if they can snap something in here. They had a pretty good lead, and all of a sudden give up that last goal. The last thing they want to do is to allow Hastings to keep just dabbing away here and getting that next goal and giving them some more enthusiasm and some more effort.
Good job by Roberg there on the face-off. Just push the puck back behind the net, making Hastings go all the more farther to try to get a goal to pull them within 1. Welch has trouble controlling the puck. And finally it bounces to Angel. It's still in the zone and played in deeper by Hastings. Welch back to the line. A blast to goal! Mike Crowd with 1.1 on the clock.
Frank, that is a big goal. Big goal. Welsh made a great play.
Look at that celebration at the bench.
He made a great play coming off the boards, and you talk about celebration, and rightfully so. Going to pick it up right here. you'll see all of a sudden the puck is almost out of the area, but it's kept in the zone. And it was on the blue line. We talk about when you're going to move the puck, make sure you get it out very quickly. But Welsh makes a perfect pass across onto the stick. Shooting the puck that quickly also, Mike Krauth is going to get credit for the goal, and rightfully so. But he took the puck as he got it, nice and low, Frank, and just beat the netminder cleanly, scoring his first goal of the season.
And his third point for the senior defenseman from Hastings. And that pulls them within one with 15 minutes of regulation time to go. Streaking. They're still celebrating the goal out there.
Well, they should. And going in the dressing room, what a different perspective you would get if you were downstairs going into one dressing room or the other dressing room, because all of a sudden these guys are on a high. Duluth East, little suspect perhaps because they gave up that goal, but I'll guarantee you they will be ready when this period starts. Look at the shot. Nice low shot. A lot of traffic in front of the netminder at the same time. Cool may have been partially blocked on that, but Welsh makes a nice play across ice to get it to him. And as you mentioned, Frank, 1.1 seconds remaining on the clock. Doesn't matter when you get them, as long as you get them, but it's going to make for a very entertaining third period.
Absolutely. Krauth with the goal. The 2 assists for Hastings. One goes to Jeff Tafe and the other to Dan Welch. We'll go down to ice level. Andy Skoogman standing by with Russ Welch, who might crack a joke or two after this.
Yeah, you never know, Frank. You never know. He might crack a joke or two. Duluth East shows their explosiveness in this period. Then you guys come right back, and how huge was that last second goal there?
Oh, it's huge. Gives us the momentum. You never want to give up goals. Less than a minute left in the period. We get one with 1 second left. That's a big goal for us to get us back in the game, just mentally.
Tell me about these first 2 periods. You look for the same back and forth in the last period, too, as well?
Oh, without a doubt. I thought Duluth East, the second period, really came after us. I think they outshot us probably about 12 to 1 or 2. And then we got it going there at the end of the period. We got our feet underneath us again, and we came out and got a couple goals. It was great.
Coach, good luck.
Hey, thank you. It should be a heck of a game to watch.
Frank,
no matter who wins it, it's a great game to watch.
Frank wants to know if you got a joke to crack, though, real quick. Do you have any jokes?
No, Russ, no.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck. Sorry about that, Frank. No joke. Hastings down by a goal to Duluth East, 5-4 after 2 periods of play. We'll return to the St. Paul River Center in just a moment.
Center, downtown St. Paul. And boys high school hockey action. What a fantastic game we're seeing in this second quarterfinal game. The winner of this one will advance tomorrow to take on Bloomington Jefferson. Here's a look at the last 3 goals of just the second period.
Well, at this point in the game, it was 4-2, but all of a sudden Duluth is going to come back here, Frank. You mentioned they scored 4 goals in a row. Watch this play here by Reese Carlson. He comes in, and the momentum of him actually just takes the puck into the net. Big goal for him as Chad Roberg will pick up the assist, making it 5-2 at 8:37.
Hastings 1 for 3 on the power play, and this was the power play goal.
Well, you've got to get some points on your specialty teams, and you watch a nice little tip right here by Caniff, who's standing in that slot area. You saw his position again, looking towards the shooter. Good shot from the point by Ben Tharp. He will get 1 assist. The other assist will go to Dan Welsh.
And here's an unheralded defenseman. Kraut rips one in from the right point.
Boy, he keeps the puck nice and low, scoring his first goal of the season at 14:58. Tape and Welsh will get the assist on that goal as well. Look at the shots on net.
12-7 in favor of Duluth East for that period. 17-10 for 30 minutes of play. We go to the final 15 minutes of regulation time in a 1-goal game. Mark Jones back behind the net, and he'll start to lead it ahead. The pass is off a stick, and it hops free in the slot. Big save by Utek on the quick release from Ross Carlson. And back to get it is Mark Anunti. Out at center, Jones with the interception, and he dumps it right back in. Third period just underway at River Center. Here's Anunti. And in the corner, a little pressure applied by Bartelma. Puck leaves the rink by hopping over the glass. 41 seconds elapsed here.
Well, this is where you have to play smart. You can't take any penalties in a situation like this. If you do, it can become very costly. This is one of the keys also for Hastings, because Jacobson may not be one of their big guns when it comes to getting a lot of points. 22 on the season he's had, though, with 16 goals. He can put the puck in the net. But very tough in close, got that good snapshot and according to their coach, is probably their toughest player, game in and game out.
From the face-off, it's back out at center ice. And Greg Jacobson tries to play it ahead. Now, the lead pass just missed Pete Swanson. Swanson in deep, takes a hit in the corner on the check from Hedberg. And Russ Welch early in the period here going with a fourth line, Tom, that I don't think we have seen in the game. Or has he done a little bit of juggling here? Pete Swanson moved up on the line perhaps in place of Nick Hastings.
Well, he's putting a couple players out there perhaps just to get them a little bit of playing time here, but that tells you about the confidence he has in his players also. You watch right here, Duluth, he's coming in, good hard shot, but look at UTEC. He's standing up nice and tall. They're able to see that puck, and Finnegan getting the shot away, not to where he wanted to place it, but most importantly, getting it towards that net in case he gets a lucky break and it finds a seam there someplace.
Face-off will be to the right of UTEC. Raiders control from the drop of the puck. Here comes Dan Welch to center, to the line, along with Swanson, one of three Swansons on the team. Bob, Cody, and Pete are not related to one another. Jones back in his own end. And to Welch. Pulls up. Whoops. Tried to slip through.
Oh, he almost made it, too.
Hedberg got the best of the deal in the end, though. And here's Carlson. Long shot. Deflected. And it goes up out of play. And we'll get a stoppage. Our Dodge scoreboard here in the third period has East up 5-4.
Mike Randolph looking on, a little bit concerned. His team with a 1-goal lead right now. Had a pretty good lead at one point in this game, a 5-2 margin, but Hastings has battled back here to make this a real tight contest.
Start back on defense with Mike Krauth for Hastings. Krauth has the last goal of the game thus far. Here's an interception. Mike Marshall moving in, and a nice block by Krauth. And it's back out at center. Boy, I've been calling Ben Tharp's name all game long. But Krauth has come up with a couple of key plays here in the last few shifts or so, and particularly that goal. And Tharp wears number 26. Krauth number 25 for Hastings. And that Tharp, you know, I probably was errant in not mentioning that Ben Tharp, as well as Tafe and Welch, were all on that Select 16 team that played over the Christmas holidays with the national team up in an international tournament in Ontario.
Yes, that was in Kitchener. They played against some pretty good teams also, with the likes of Ontario and Quebec and Sweden and the Czech Republic.
We're in the early minute and a half roughly. Period number 3. And a lead pass by Gerlach gets it in over the line, but too far, just beyond the reach of Josh Caniff. And an icing call against Hastings. A little bit of bad blood on the ice there as Angel shoves a little bit with Caniff. They hold off. Dodge scoreboard has 12:29 to go in the third. Reed, this is Frank Mazzacco up in our broadcast location. Jeff Grayson, Andy Skoogman, part of the team. Oh, there was a shot I thought was going to go in. UTEC kind of relaxed on it, but he obviously had the better angle on it than I did, but it didn't miss by much. Hastings gets it out to center ice. The pass too far for McKenzie, and it is taken away now by Finnegan. Finnegan in a crowd, and they work it ahead to the near side. Serre had it for a moment, and it's back out at center once more, and Finnegan goes for the puck. A 19-goal scorer coming in. He picked up his 20th, scoring the first goal of the game here against Hastings, and that was back in the first period at 4 minutes and 49 seconds. Hastings had a 2-1 lead in this one, and the East Greyhounds built up a 5-2 lead before Hastings staged a 2-goal rally late in the second. So it's a 5-4 game right now. Loose puck at the line. They stay onside as Taggart shoots it in deep, and UTEC leaves it behind the net. Jones took a thundering check. He was hit on the play by Dan Roman. Now Jones with the puck again. Long pass to center. That's off a stick. Welch forces it in over the line, but the play was broken, and the Raiders were in ahead of the play offside.
Well, when you look at the Greyhounds, this is their 5th consecutive appearance in the state high school hockey tournament, and they have 10 players who were on the roster last year returning. How experience speaks highly of what can happen when you're able to get to this level.
And on the opposite coin of that means they've got about 9 players in there who are new to the experience. So they've got a pretty good mixture of new and old.
Well, they have one 8th grader, that Nick Licari, just an 8th grader, and with that they have 1 freshman, 2 sophomores, 6 juniors, and 10 seniors.
They lost some guys like goaltender Kyle Colquist. Nick Anderson was a senior last year. Andy Wheeler, Dylan Mills, Ryan Kuhl. And I'm sure I'm leaving a few out, but they lost some quality players.
Yeah, they sure did, but the youngsters coming up certainly have filled the bill for Mike Randolph.
Welch gets it in over the line. He was taken down by Hedberg. I thought a clean check, and there is no penalty. Roberg trying to get it out of the zone. Now he gets it again. Roberg, the junior, crosses center, dumps it in. The Greyhounds want to make a change. 10.5 minutes to go in regulation. Now a puck kept in at the line by Hagedorn. They play it in deep. And Derek Garcia back to get it again. And it's whipped out to center. It hit a Duluth stick. So there will be no icing, but the goaltender Kuhl plays it ahead, and it's tipped into the zone by Nicholas Serre. Serre trying to get the puck and finally dug out of there and hauled to center by Gerlach. He streaks in over the line. A drop pass. High shot, big rebound, and Kuhl out to cover off. Well, Kuhl made that one an adventure.
He certainly did, Frank. He had to be quick to get onto that puck.
I think it was Vogelgesang with the first hard shot, and he came streaking in.
Well, he did. Well, also watch what happens to him later on, too. He has to jump actually over top of the goaltender. Makes a little play back. Then he goes towards the net right here and has to jump over top of Adam Kuhl and is able to elude the goaltender. That's why they wear those big helmets with some protection on the back end of it, too. So if they go backwards and hit the pipe or the ice, they're protected. But also come from the opposite way, because a lot of times they're down the ice in a prone position. They may get hit in the back from skates or sticks or whatever may come their way.
Gerlach's line remains out for Hastings. This is Gerlach with the puck. And it's picked up at center by Conniff and shot in. From behind the net, Finnegan trying to barrel his way through. They took a linesman down on the play. That was Tim Przybylski. He'll be okay, I think. At least he's up. And it's back to the blue line. Angel, a high shot. And it's up on the far wall, and it's back to center ice. Now Nick Angel again. Senior defenseman brings it in, drops it back. Oswald shooting it, skips just wide of the target. And Finnegan over to pick up the puck, but can't control. Kraut plays it ahead to center. Jacobson brings it in. Jacobson in the slot of the pass. Combination didn't work. Nicely broken up by Angel. And the puck back behind the Hastings net, and here comes Tharp. Tharp to center ice. And lost it at center as Anunti gets it again. And here's Tharp to control. Fires it ahead. Reaching for the puck was Bartelma. And Tharp has it again, but apparently we have a puck played with a... Now we got an offside there. And with the breakage, we'll take a break. Dodge scoreboard has a 5-4 game at River Center.
Well, Patrick Finnegan with good control of the puck coming around the net area here, trying to move out, and all of a sudden he's forced to the side. Tough to be an official sometimes.
Tim Przybylski.
Pretty good cushion.
Yeah.
Look how happy he is.
Those lips are pursed there. It's still hurting, you can tell, huh? He drops the puck and we're underway. From center, Angel trying to barrel his way in. Tharp back behind the net. East with a 12-7 edge in shots in the second period. And at this stage of the game, East has taken just 2 shots on goal to 1 for Hastings. So it's been much more defensive-minded than the first 2 periods. In the slot, it's finally controlled by Sering. Has a little trouble controlling it at center, then flips it ahead to Marshall. Marshall, a little drop pass and a shot by Hagedorn. He was well covered and taken outside. Didn't get much on the shot at all. Barging in there with a hard hit for Hastings was Jacobson. Now back at the line, a shot blocked on a sprawling play by McKenzie. A quick shallow angle shot stopped by Utek, and he scrambles just a little bit to reach out there and cover up with Marshall right on the doorstep.
Well, Marshall was waiting for the puck to come loose, but he's also knocked in the netminder. But Utek doing a good job of hanging onto that puck, making certain he was not going to let it go. Right now, when you look at Hastings, they need to get some shots on the board. Watch a stick break right here. Everyone's looking towards the net. Never quite made it there. But Duluth East doing a good job of keeping the puck in the zone. And right here, you can see as Marshall was going towards that net, Utek was able to reach out and grab onto it.
He's controlling from the faceoffs. Finnegan with a 360 at the right point. Works it behind the net before he's jammed off the play. And it's back out at center. And then in turn grabbed by Mark Jones. Jones to center ice, runs into a check, battles free to get back to the loose puck. Takes another hit from Taggart, gets it ahead. A blast by Welch just wide of the target. And Tape goes in deep for the puck. Hastings out with its top line, but the Greyhounds have the puck. Taggart bringing it in. Takes it deep, pulls up, centers it. That one was given away to Husting, and he comes up by 3-on-2. Husting to Welch. Welch trying to break through. And the loose puck grabbed by Finnegan and taken away from dangerous territory. Now Roman to the Hastings line. Works his way through the D and centers it. But the Greyhounds were in the middle of a change, so all that work for nothing. And Angel has it back in his own end. Now to Roberg. Roberg drops it back. Carlson shooting, and this one soars up into the concourse on a play.
Well, that's one of the highest shots of the weekend. There's no question about it. You mentioned Roman going in there, Frank. He had some real good speed going in there. Almost too quick where he didn't have the time or the agility to come back in front of the net. Everything with all the avenues were taken away from him. He tried to reach out with that stick of his and tuck it away, but could not do so. Adam Cool having a kind of a mild third period right now. Just one shot on net, as Frank mentioned. This is where the Raiders have got to step up the pace here a little bit. They've got to get some more shots.
Oh, my, what a hit by Angel. He came up hard on Vogelgesang and dropped him.
He's a player, there's no question.
Tharp back to get it again. Throws it high in the air. Might be an icing here, and it is. Just crossed the line before Vogelgesang could get it. It's amazing he even got back that far in the rink. Angel came up with both arms and caught him right up under the chin.
Look at Mark Anuti, the junior defenseman. He will not get a lot of points. I think about 6 or 7 points on the year, but I'll say he didn't play a lot last year, but he is really a defensive defenseman, and he's one of those guys that has really stepped up his game for Mike Randolph. He just Mike very happy with his play this year. Knows that you see the guys who get the points all the time, they get the credit, but the guys who don't get the points that do so much to help your team defensively too.
Tharp playing it over. He'll have to come back after a loose puck. Leads the rush to center. But this guy's a player. The long shot comes in and is gloved by Cool. He leaves it off, and a big check thrown by Kenneth. But the Greyhounds come right back. Hagedorn to center. Passes a little bit behind Seri, and it's loose at center ice again. Out at center ice, this pass broken up by Garcia. It rolls free. Gerlach bringing it in, and he was stripped of the puck in the slot. And a key check. There's going to be a penalty coming up on East as a shot taken by Gerlach goes high. Oh, and it gets a little rough in the corner. I think Hastings going to get a power play. They better keep their cool. They'll have a chance to tie the game. The second and third ranked teams in the state of Minnesota going at it in quarterfinal action. The Dodge scoreboard shows you it's a tight one. 5-4 the score.
Jesse Hagedorn is going to pick up the penalty. Duluth East has picked up all 4 penalties in this hockey.